The night he told me to leave, he didn't yell. He didn't need to. Mark stood in the center of the living room like he owned the place, arms folded, chin slightly raised, voice calm in that way people use when they've already decided the outcome. "You've been here long enough," he said. "It's time." I remember looking at him, then at my mom, who was standing near the kitchen pretending to organize something that didn't need organizing. She didn't look up. That part stuck more than anything else. "Time for what?" I asked, even though I already knew. Mark didn't blink. "Time for you to move out." Yeah, that didn't sit right. Not the words. I'd heard versions of that before. It was the tone. Like I was a guest. Like this had always been temporary. I nodded slowly. "All right." No argument. No raised voice. That threw him off more than anything. "Tonight would be best," he added. Of course it would. I glanced at my mom again. Still nothing. So I turned, walked down the hallway, and started packing. The thing about moments like that, they don't start in that moment. They build. Quietly. Over time. When my mom married Mark, I was 16. Old enough to notice shifts. Young enough to pretend they didn't matter. At first, everything was polite. Mark was structured. Controlled. The kind of guy who treated conversations like transactions. "How's school?" he'd ask. "Good. Good." And that would be it. No follow-up. No real interest. Just acknowledgement. I told myself that was just his personality. Then his son, Tyler, started coming around more. That's when the difference became obvious. Mark laughed more around him. Stayed in conversations longer. Actually listened. At dinner, Tyler would talk about practice or school, and Mark would engage like it mattered. Then he'd glance at me. "You good?" "Yeah," I'd say. "Good." And the conversation would move on. Subtle. But consistent. You learn to adjust to that. You make your answers shorter. You stop adding things. You become easier to overlook. My mom noticed. Of course she did. But noticing and acting are two different things. "He's just not expressive," she'd say. "Don't take it personally." So I didn't. Not out loud. Years passed like that. Small things. Comments that landed just slightly wrong. Decisions made without asking me. Plans where I was included, but not considered. Nothing dramatic. Just enough to build a pattern. And patterns matter. "Daniel." My mom's voice pulled me back. I was halfway through packing. She stood in the doorway, arms crossed. "You don't have to take everything tonight," she said. "You can come back later." I looked at her. "Sure," I said. "I'll manage." She hesitated. Like she wanted to say more. Then she didn't. Just turned and walked away. And that told me everything I needed to know. When I walked back into the living room, Mark was still there. Same position. Same posture. Waiting. "Got what you need?" he asked. "Enough." He nodded. Then added, "This is for your own good." I almost smiled. People love that line. Makes everything sound clean. Like pushing someone out is a favor. I didn't respond. Just grabbed my keys and walked out. Outside, the air felt colder than it should have. Or maybe I just noticed it more. I tossed my bag in the back seat and sat in the car for a minute. Hands on the wheel. Looking at the house. Funny thing is, I wasn't angry. Not in the loud way. It was quieter than that. More like clarity. "Okay," I said under my breath. So that's how it is. I drove to Ethan's place. He opened the door before I knocked. Took one look at me, then at the bag, and stepped aside. Come in. I walked in, dropped the bag, and sat down. What happened? He asked. Got asked to leave, I said. He didn't react right away. Just leaned against the counter. Tonight? Yeah. He let out a slow breath. That's bold. Not really, I said. Just overdue. He studied my face. You don't look surprised. I'm not. That's when he nodded. Because he knew. He'd seen it too. The small things. The pattern. How long? He asked. Years, I said. I just stopped pretending recently. He crossed his arms. So what's the plan? I leaned back. Right now? I said. Nothing. He raised an eyebrow. Nothing? I'm gonna wait. 2 years earlier, my mom had asked me to sign something. It was late. Mark wasn't home. She had papers spread out on the table. I just need your signature here, she said. It's for the house. I picked up the document. Because I read things. And that's when I saw it. Ownership. Her name. My name. 50% each. Why me? I asked. She hesitated. It's just for security, she said. In case anything happens. I looked at her. Then back at the paper. There was nothing temporary about it. But I didn't push. I signed. And after that, I never brought it up again. Didn't remind her. Didn't correct Mark. I just let things play out. Handled small things quietly. Property tax notices. Insurance updates. Maintenance calls. Stuff no one pays attention to. Stuff that matters. A week after I left, my phone rang. Mark. That alone told me something had shifted. I let it ring once. Twice. Then answered. Yeah. We need to talk, he said. Of course we did. About what? A pause. The house. There it was. All right, I said. Tomorrow. 10. Okay. He hung up. Ethan looked at me. That didn't sound friendly. It's not, I said. The next morning, I didn't rush. No need. I got there 5 minutes early anyway. Habit. The door was unlocked. Also habit. I walked in. Same house. Same furniture. But the energy? Different. Tighter. Mark sat at the dining table, papers spread out. My mom stood by the window. Neither looked comfortable. Sit, Mark said. I did. He slid a document toward me. We're refinancing, he said. Need your signature. I didn't touch it. Why? He frowned slightly. Because your name's on it. Still. That word again. I picked up the document, skimmed it, then set it back down. I'm not signing this. Silence. My mom stepped forward. What do you mean? I said calmly, I'm not signing it. Mark leaned in. You don't have a choice. I looked at him. Really looked. Then I shook my head. Actually, I said, I do. The room went quiet. You've been living under my roof, he started. Our roof, I corrected. That landed. Not loud. Not aggressive. Just accurate. I pulled up the original ownership document on my phone and turned it toward them. 50%, I said. My mom's face changed. Recognition. Mark stared at the screen. Then back at me. For the first time since I'd known him. He didn't have an answer. No one raised their voice. No one needed to. Because this wasn't emotional anymore. It was structural. You should have talked to me before asking me to leave, I said. My mom looked down. Mark stayed quiet. Because now, he couldn't control the frame. I stood up. If anything happens with this house, I said, we handle it properly. Together. No threats. No anger. Just terms. I walked to the door. No one stopped me. Outside, the air felt different. Or maybe I did. I got in my car, started the engine, and sat there for a second. Then I smiled. Not big. Just enough. Because for the first time, they understood something I had known for years. I was never just living there. And now, neither were they.